In the early 2000s, one name dominated Kenya's gospel musical scene, Esther Wahome. Her voice echoed in homes, churches, and public spaces across the nation. Her timeless hit, Kuna Dawa, was more than just a song. It was an anthem of hope, healing, and faith. By 2004, it was playing on almost every radio and TV station, cementing Esther Wahome as one of the greatest gospel musicians of her generation. Her album Yahweh, which carried the iconic hit, went on to sell over 1 million copies, a feat very few Kenyan artists have ever achieved. With that single project, Esther Wahome didn't just make music, she made history. She went on to scoop awards at the Groove Awards, winning Best Female Artist and Song of the Year for Kuna Dawa. Overnight, she had become a continental star, her name recognized far beyond the borders of Kenya. But fame often comes with its own challenges. After enjoying years at the top, Esther gradually took a step back from the limelight. Many wondered what happened to her and why she had disappeared just when her stars seemed to be shining the brightest. The truth was deeply personal. Esther Wahome took a deliberate break from her music career to focus on her family and, more specifically, to take care of her son, who was battling autism. For years, she put aside global tours and recording schedules to dedicate herself fully to motherhood. In interviews, she would later admit that it was one of the most difficult yet most rewarding seasons of her life. Even so, music never left her heart. In 2013 and 2014, she returned briefly with singles like Furahia and Daktari, and later released a few songs in her native Kikuyu language. Then, in 2019, she made what many considered a strong comeback, releasing fresh tracks such as Yahweh, Shekinah Glory, Minyororo, and Asali. Fans were excited the gospel icon was back and her ministry was taking shape again. But just as her calendar filled up with international concerts, the world was hit by the COVID-19 pandemic. For Esther Wahome, 2020 had been fully booked, with performances across Africa and Europe. She had just returned from a tour in the Democratic Republic of Congo and was preparing for European concert when global lockdowns brought everything to a halt. At one point, she revealed she was almost stranded in Europe as countries sealed their borders. Since then, Esther Wahome has found new purpose. Though not as active in mainstream music as before, she has dedicated herself to ministry, often preaching in churches and ministering through her songs. Her more recent releases, like Yesu Anabobea, continue to remind listeners of the depth of her faith and her passion for touching lives through music. Beyond music, she has also embraced other roles. She serves as a brand ambassador for a real estate company, showing her ability to reinvent herself beyond the stage. But perhaps what makes her story truly inspiring is a testimony from fans. She has often said that she meets people whose lives were changed by her songs, from drunkards who confessed that Kuna Dawa made them cry in bars to believers who found healing and hope. Esther Wahome's music remains a vessel of transformation. Today, as a mother of 3, a minister, and a gospel icon, Esther Wahome carries a legacy that cannot be erased. Her story is not just about fame and music, it's about resilience, sacrifice, and the power of faith. From topping charts in 2004 to quietly serving in ministry today, Esther Wahome reminds us that true greatness is not measured by fame alone, but by the lives you touch and the hope you inspire. This has been TMN Media. Thank you for staying with us as we revisited the journey of Esther Wahome, a legend of Kenyan gospel music whose story continues to inspire even beyond the spotlight. Stay tuned for more stories about the icons who shaped our culture and our history.